Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the N&N Analysis Show with your host, Nate.
And Nate.
We're going to be going over some of the matchups, insider news, and on-air interviews with one of our key players, Noah Myers, and our captain, and then another key player, Matt Bertemeyer.
Before we start, please check out today's sponsor, which is Chick-fil-A Whitehall. Their sandwiches are yum, yum, yum in my tongue.
Yeah. I will shout out our merch page, PennsylvaniaPrimeFC.com/store, where you can check out just normal shirts with the logo to support the team, and even kits that you can get with all the players' names on them.
Now let's get ready to rumble.
All right, so Matt, how did you feel the Union Soccer Club game went this season, and how do you think it compared to last season, compared to this season? Did we improve? Did we get better? Did we lose some players? How are we feeling about that?
So I feel like with the Union game, definitely some positives to take out of it. I think it's a game that we definitely should have won. We're going to look back on it and be a little upset at ourselves for not winning it, but I think we showed a lot of character and a lot of heart, and I think that's a big difference between this season and last season is we've gone into games and gone down goals last year, and then those games turn into big losses, but then to go out there and tie it back up and fight and battle back and show that we have that will and that want to kind of battle for each other. I think that shows a difference.
Yeah,
I think we lost some guys. Yeah, I think we lost some guys from this last season, but I think we added some guys, and I think guys are really starting to fight for each other, which is kind of showed in that Union game, especially.
exactly. Yeah, I'm starting to see when I come to the games, I see the chemistry is starting to really work with all the guys. Everything's coming through. Everybody's starting to figure out their play styles, everything like that. And
Yeah, I feel like the guys kind of just like are starting to buy into what coach is saying, and it's kind of like playing for each other, not just playing for yourself. And it's definitely translating to the pitch on in training and on game days.
exactly. Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Yep.
Mr. Bernemeyer, what do
Yes,
you believe would be something that the team still needs to work on to improve this season?
I think we got to just work on playing a little bit more simple still. I think there's just times where we kind of overlook the simple pass and we try to play the home run ball every time. And I think there's a time and a place for it. But, you watch the higher level soccer, these guys put up 300, 400, 500 passes a game, and they're not all these crazy passes. Some of them are just quick little 5, 10 yard passes. So I think that's definitely something we should try to improve on. I think we've already started to game by game, but I think it's something that could really help us take a big step as a team if we could focus on just playing a little bit more simple.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with Matt. I think sometimes we're looking to hit like the Hollywood pass all the time when it's not necessarily on. I think back to basics, simplicity wins you a game. At this level, at least, you don't see guys doing flashy shit all the time. Sometimes the simple stuff, just moving the ball left or right, and then picking your time to hit that Hollywood pass or the money ball when it's on is what's the difference between us winning and losing. So I think, the first couple games maybe we were trying a bit too hard to go forward at times and trying to move the ball too quick when, you just got to slow it down at times and pick your opportunities. I think it's all about picking our opportunities and being clinical when we get those opportunities. And that's something I've seen us, kind of start to grow on. We're getting maybe 2 or 3 good opportunities a game, and we're bagging like 75% of those. So like Matt said, we're starting to play more simple, and I think that'll play into our hand as the season continues. And I think once we get the simple things done, maybe then we'll see some more flashy play from the group.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys there. Your very simple passes when you got three guys in like a triangular form, all you guys are making the correct passes. You guys are getting past the defenders. You make your way up through the field, and then it's just when you guys get an unfair like attack when it's a 2-on-1. That's when you guys seem to lose it. But there's nothing you can do there. But you guys are making real progress with your close to close passes. But like you said, like those long passes, those are stuff that's stuff that can be worked on, but it doesn't need to happen. It's just it's like it's out of the plan. It's not needed. Just working your way up is what you need.
I would have to agree. When you guys make those short, quick and go passes, it really makes you work like a team a lot better, and you guys have a lot more opportunities to score. When you guys start playing for yourselves, that's when you lose the ball, and that's when you start giving up more goals.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I think that I believe Jake said it last game. We were just talking, and he said, you look at somebody like Messi, and people think he's a great dribbler, and he is, but he's not trying to dribble past 4 or 5 guys every time. Sometimes it's just these quick little 1-2 passes with a center mid or with a checking winger or something, and he's not dribbling past these guys by himself. He's doing it with these quick little passes. He picks his time and his moment to go one on one with defenders and in an attacking spot, and he's very direct with it, but it's not always that. And I think we kind of, if we can take a step back and look at it that way and say, you can do a 1-2 pass around a guy, and that's probably going to work a lot more times than trying to dribble at him and then trying to beat somebody else too.
Yes, very, very true. I agree with you there. All right. With the new signings that came from the summer tryouts, what do you see that needs to either be worked on or something that we gained from all the signings from the tryouts? New guys showing promise, no new guys showing new skills and new tactics that we can bring to the team. What are you seeing there?
I think with the new guys, I think they're definitely showing promise. I think the guys are buying in a lot faster than we had some other guys buy in last season. And I think that's really helped us take a big step in terms of our play as a team. I also think it's good. You see these guys; they're working hard, and I think in last season, some of the guys maybe got discouraged or were a little bit upset that they weren't getting the play time they wanted, and so they kind of just complained about that. But then you see some of these other guys this year, and they might not be getting the time they want, but then you see in training they bring it every day, and they come into training and they're pushing me to be better, pushing Noah to be better, pushing all the guys that the high minute guys are pushing us to be better. And I think that's how you build a team is when the lowest guy is pushing the highest guy. That's when you're getting everybody buzzing and getting the competition going.
Yeah, I'd say this season we have a lot more depth than we had last season, our first year, and I think every player that we have now is legit. And when there's more competition within the squad, that pushes that first 11 to really work that much harder, to continue fighting for your spot, because spots are up for grabs. You got second string players or players on the bench who are equally as good as that starting 11. So competition breeds a bit more of tough playing up on that starting 11. And when you have competition, guys are on their feet constantly, on their toes, working hard, trying not to lose that spot. And then you got the guys who are on the bench, like aiming for those spots constantly. And another thing, we just have a lot more commitment this year. I think everybody wants to be a part of this team. Everyone can see what we're building. We've brought in some nasty talent this year, some guys who can really play. And I think that not even just the 11, but 5, 6 guys deep on the bench, like we all have the same mindset and we all are equally as good as each other. And there's just a lot of fighting for competition for spots right now. There's a lot of competition for spots. So that always helps when you have people on the bench who can replace you at halftime or replace you in the 50th, 60th minute and make just as good of an impact, if not better.
Now, would you say that your coach, Ben Hoffman, would you say that he is helping improve the morale, or is he sort of a bystander in the morale?
I think Ben's awesome. I mean, I've never seen Ben not smiling. He's always like trying to get the guys up. I mean, every day I get to training, he's there, he's smiling, he's happy, he's getting us going. He's not really somebody that in terms of his coaching style, he doesn't really put anybody down. It's always upbeat, get guys going, and he manages to get his point across and really instill the tactics and the game plans that he wants to implement into our play through his messages, and he's very upbeat. So I really think he's helped us in terms of morale and our play on the field, and our team chemistry.
Yeah, I'd say Ben's definitely done a good job of keeping everyone's head high, even with the results. Like he knows, and we all know as a team, he makes us know that barring the result and the score line itself, like we've been playing real solid, some real solid football, and he knows it. We know it. Keeps the team moving. Always puts on a good session. Easier, I guess you'd say, you're Jurgen Klopp of the UPSL. Everybody loves Ben. Great coach, but when the time is to get stern, he's serious and he's business, and I like what he's implementing. Um, Guys, it's finally starting to click. You're trying to see what playing style he wants to play. A lot of last season, was a building season. Um, we had guys in and out of the squad who did or didn't understand what we were trying to build, and anyone who didn't get behind what we were trying to build was quickly sent to the bench. And I think that's perfect. That's exactly what Ben's trying to build, is a team who knows what we're doing. We've had some nasty guys who just didn't maybe fit our playing style. So what he's looking for is guys who can really play the style of football that he wants to play, and really bring it to the UPSL.
Yeah, totally agree with you there. Ben, when I talk to him on the sidelines, he's always got a smile on his face, but he loves the sport. He loves the team. I can see he really wants to build the team. He's not just coaching it, he wants to build it and get it there to where everybody wants it to be the best. So, one more question for Noah, the team captain. What are your thoughts on the previous matchups?
And I think first game we were just caught on the back foot from the start of the game, which is unfortunate. We let up two absolute screamers within the first, I don't know, 5 minutes. And, it's always hard coming back from being 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes of the game. I think overall, that game, we showed glimpses of what we could do. But, first game back, prior to that, we've only been training for about a week. So we showed glimpses of what we can do, but I wish we could get that game back. I think we play that game again, and that scoreline might be different. We showed great character though to bring back 3 goals in that game after being down. But we keep building. We were missing a center back that game, missing an outside back. First time together as a group, so we'll get there. I think the second and third game we've shown that we can compete with some legit sides. Not getting too much into detail or anything. I think there's some dodgy calls between those games, and I think some things just didn't go our way. But we showed that we can hang with the best groups in the league. A national semifinalist of the league. We really took it to them. There's times where we looked like we were going to come back. I think there's just some unfortunate events during that game that didn't go our way. We didn't get the calls we were hoping to get, and we went for it at the end of the game. Ended with a 5-2 scoreline, but I think barring that scoreline, we had those semifinalists on the back foot, and I think we showed that we can hang with them. And same with Union Soccer Club. That's a NISA side that we're playing there, and I think that we took it to them. And like I said, some dodgy calls here and there. A last minute penalty makes the game 3-1. I think those score lines don't show how close those games actually were, and I think we showed that we can be a legit threat to some of the top sides in the league this season. And I think people are going to be sleeping on us going forward. But like I see it, Matt sees it. Like, we're building something great. We're missing guys here and there that doesn't help us on game day. But like, Matt couldn't make the Queensboro game, which would have been like a huge help to have Matt around. But like, those things come up. So the nice thing is we got depth on the bench this season, where if Matt can't make it or I get hurt or something, we got another guy coming off the bench who can do just as well as we can. So we're getting there. You can see the pieces all starting to put into place. We've had multiple goal scorers already. I don't think, rather than Gino, everybody who's been on the score sheet has been a different player or a different name this season. So we got guys who can score all over the field. And yeah, I think what we're building is awesome. And I think it's only a matter of time before people see that what we're building is legit, and we're not going to be some pushover team. We're going to be an absolutely different animal than we were last season. And it's always tough playing the two best. I'd say one of the two best groups within the UPSL conference of ours. It's always tough starting the season off playing two of those teams. So I think the team morale's still high. Everybody sees how great we've been progressing, and I think it's just a matter of time. Maybe even this weekend, I think we can take points. So yeah, we're building, man. It's looking good.
I would definitely agree. Going back to the results of the past few previous games, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier about making those easy, quick touches, and when we're playing like a team, we actually create the opportunities and we score. The Queensboro game, I was fortunate enough to be in attendance. It seemed when the refs made an iffy call that the team's composure sort of it dwindled a little bit, and that really brought the team's morale down a little bit in the game, and that's what really let the other team gain the momentum and score those other goals that let them really take the game for themselves. So how would you, moving forward with this season, how would you improve the team's morale in the game with those iffy calls from the ref, or just how the team is doing?
I'll start off and I'll let Matt touch up on it. Like as a team captain, and Matt's a big leader amongst the group too. So, regarding like a captaincy or not, like it does not matter. He's just as much of a leader as I am. But I feel like it's important as a captain to keep everybody's head cool. Keep the morale up, and I feel like we've been showing that when we go down a goal, we don't necessarily hang our heads like we would last season. I think this year we actually fight back and try to get back into the game. I mean, we were down against Union, we tied it up, make it 1-1. We were down against Queensboro 2-0, made it back to 2-1, brought it back to 3-2 when it was 3-1. So I mean, we're showing character, we're showing fight. We're bringing morale back up as we're on the pitch, not just off of it. So I think it's important to have leaders, which is something I think we dearly lacked last season. I think there's a handful of leaders in this group now, and the more leaders you have on a side, the more experience. Morale stays up. People keep fighting for the badge, keep fighting for each other, and this group is really close knit this season. I think everybody fights for not only the badge but for their mates. I think all of us are a lot closer than we were last season and want to put up a fight not just for ourselves but for the entire team.
I do definitely see the passion in the team, which I think is a very important factor moving forward.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Matt, you got anything to add
Oh
there?
yeah, yes. I if you want to be. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I used to joke with Noah about it because for most of the games last year, since I signed a little bit later, I just didn't have my last name on it. And I would always just it's just more incentive to play for the badge. But I think that's what a lot of guys are playing for the name on the front, and not the name on the back. I think that's really helped us kind of come together as a team. And I kind of agree with what you guys are saying too in terms of these icky calls that may or may not go our way. The one thing I've always kind of just told myself out there on the field is you got to control what you can control, and you can't control what the refs call. Soccer's a cruel game, but you got to think some calls don't go our way, some calls might go our way, but we can't change it. So instead of thinking about a call for the next 5-10 minutes and letting that affect your play, we got to just have a quick short-term memory and just forget about it and move on to the next play because soccer, like I said, it's cruel. So you give up one chance and they score that could be the difference. It could be the difference between a win, 3 points and 1 point, or it could be the difference between 3 points and no points. So it really is just something we need to focus on a little bit more. And like Noah said, we have the guys on the roster, we have the leaders in the group to get us to that point. But I think if we could just fine tune that a little bit and just kind of focus and not let the refs kind of take us out of the game, I think we could really push for a full 90 and put on some really good performances.
Very well said indeed. So now, What do you guys believe the score prediction is for this upcoming weekend's game?
Jesus.
Let's hear it, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking 3-0. That's what I think, man. This is personal. I told Noah the fact that we're going back there after having to go there in the spring is already, that scratched the nerve. But the fact that these guys think that they're legit and I think that performance last year was just a lot of things didn't go our way, and I think this is a game that guys on the team definitely are looking at, and we want to get back, especially because of last year. So it adds a little bit more to it.
I'm going 2-0. I think Philly's a good side. Lone Star's legit. They got some ballers. The athleticism compared to the other teams in the league is insane. But I think this year we're a lot more composed, calm in our play. And I think we just moved the ball a lot better than we did last season. I remember going to Lone Star last year. It's a small field, so we're gonna have to move the ball quick. We're gonna have to take our opportunities and create space with what we have. Like I said, they got some crazy athleticism on that squad. But we can play football. We've been balling at practice. We've been looking good. So I'm going 2. I'm going Matt is getting his head on one. I like to call him slab head. Gets his
Yes,
head
sir.
on lots of those balls. So I'm going Matt gets the opener, and I think I think Gino's gonna add a 3 in 3 games. I think he's gonna get on the score sheet again. So it'll be a good matchup. Lone Star is legit. No disrespect to them in anything we've said, but I think this year we're going to show that we're not some pushover team, and we're going to compete with the league's best.
Definitely. Love that you guys show great sportsmanship, talking about other teams, have a little bit of a grudge against, but we love to see that. And
Hey, it's all banter, and at the end of the day, we're here to win games. We're here to show what we're made of this season. A lot of people are going to write us off. And I think just because of the scorelines last year, but we brought in some nasty talent. We've had an off season to rest and recover. And now that we've gotten back into things, finally seeing the pieces be put together. So I think we're going to be a dark horse this season.
definitely.
Yeah, I agree with Noah too. I think we also, like you said, that game's on a little grudge, but it shows the competition in the league where everybody kind of fights every game. Every game's a battle. I think that's what you want, and shows how competitive the UPSL is, because every week is it's a grind.
Definitely. Any more questions, co-host Nathan?
What last encouraging words would you give to the viewers who are feeling sort of ambivalent about the team?
You want to go first, Noah? Or, yeah, I don't care.
Go ahead, Matt. You got anything?
Nah, you got it, man. Go for it.
I just think this season we're a different breed. Like I said, we've been working hard, putting the minutes in. The one of the biggest things I can say have been the difference from last season and this season is maybe the team morale, the brotherhood that we're building. We got guys no longer playing for themselves, and we got guys playing for each other. We got guys who are showing a bit more tenacity, aggression, because they're not fighting for just them. They're fighting for the rest of the 11 out there, and everybody who's on the bench. We're fighting for Ben, because we really want to show what he's building. We want to show that man is a tactical genius. He knows what he's talking about. So I just think like the whole brotherhood and ambition to fight as a group is going to be a game changer this season. I think people are going to wake up to that sooner rather than later.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with Noah. I think the only thing I'd say is just like you gotta trust the process, man. I'm a big Sixers guy, and I think you see it already. Like from last year to this year, like Noah's talked about, we've mentioned it a couple of times. Guys buy in. And I think that shows in terms of 50-50 balls, guys fighting on the field for each other, and so we just gotta trust the process, because I really think once it gets going, it's gonna keep going, and we're gonna really put it together. I think pieces are right there, and once it clicks, we're gonna be really rolling. So we just gotta stay the course.
Rome wasn't built in a day. They a lot of people. I don't know what they expect from a first season team, but I know what they're expecting from season 2, and I think we're gonna actually turn a lot of heads and prove a lot of people wrong.
Very encouraging words. Any last regards from any of you?
Tune in this Sunday. If you can find the live stream for it, we'll be posted up on our socials on Instagram and Facebook. And then get out to Cedar Crest College the following Sunday, the 18th, if you want to see us go up against Philadelphia Union's Academy. It's going to be what I imagine is going to be a pretty good game of football. I think I imagine they're going to be a legit side, coached well. I mean, they're coming from league leaders, I think, of the MLS, so they're going to be a good game. But show up, support Prime on the 18th, 1:00 kickoff, Cedar Crest College. We're going to need the support. It's going to be a big one.
Great. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You can follow us on Instagram at Pennsylvania Prime FC, and then we'll post the link to the live stream there, and you can watch from home if you prefer that.
Lovely. Matt,
Message,
thanks.
yeah, message the Instagram for what celebration you want me to do when I score this Sunday.
Let them know, guys.
Yeah, let Pennsylvania Prime on Instagram know what celebration you want to see this Sunday.
All right.
Thanks.
We'll be looking. We'll be on the lookout.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to today's interview. There will be much more from Nathan and
Nathan.
once again, please check out PennsylvaniaPrimeFC.com/store for the best merchandise on the soccer market.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you later.